So we finally got our Harriet movie, but of course we gotta deal with some drama on top of that. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, it's Sharana from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Harriet, which is directed by Casey Lemons, who you may know for directing the classic Eve's Bayou, and also to K-Man's Valentine, Black Nativity. This film is also co-written by Casey Lemons and Gregory Allen Howard, and this film stars Cynthia Erivo, Leslie Odom Jr., like everybody named Baby Mama is in this film, but for those of you who are new to my channel, I'll tell you what I liked about the film, what I didn't like about the film, and should you pay your way to see this film in theaters. But before that, there is a lot of controversy surrounding this film, so I have to give a little disclaimer. This video is based on the review of the film that I saw. So I would not be talking about any like outside controversy in relation to the stars, but I will be talking about some of the controversy that many have seen on social media in regards to some of the things that have happened in the film, because I think that's important to talk about because I've actually seen it. And so all I ask is that you be respectful in the comment section because we're protecting our energy in 2019. So even if you like the film or you didn't like the film, I really do want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. But please, let's just make sure that we're being respectful to everyone. We can get our thoughts out. We can disagree. We can have dialogue and conversation. We could just have to do it in a respectful manner. Okay? Okay. So going into what I enjoyed about Harriet. So first and foremost, it's so crazy to think that it's 2019 and we are just now getting a Harriet Tubman movie. So first, I'm happy that this is happening, but one of the things I will have to say is that there is a very talented cast in this film. I think that the performances in this film is so well done. It's a very well acted film. I think that Cynthia Erivo does a great job as Harriet Tubman. I love the way that they use her singing voice in the film. I thought it was very interesting how they use that. And then also too, in regards to some of the things that we get to learn about Harriet, I did find that there were some aspects of this that I didn't know prior to. You know, they only do like a high level overview like in school, and unless you seek understanding yourself from reading books or watching documentaries, there was a lot of aspects in this film or interesting facts that I actually did not know about Harriet Tubman, most importantly in regards to her being a spy in the Civil War, and then also too that she led men in battle. I was like, oh my gosh, like I totally didn't know that. And so I also appreciate it too, which is one of the controversies in the film that I do want to discuss in regards to a lot of people saying that in this film that Harriet has superpowers. And I was just like, I don't know where these superpowers, that whole storyline came from. But in the film, Harriet does have, she suffers from seizures. And so that was one of the facts that I actually didn't know about. But while she's having these seizures, she actually sees visions from God that really help her along her journey of trying to deliver people into freedom, which is one of the interesting facts that I didn't know. But I'm just like, I don't know how people got the whole superpower thing from that, because that's not the vibe that I got while I was watching the movie. But that is one of the other interesting facts that I did enjoy watching play out throughout the course of the film. Now, one of the things that we don't really get to see in films that specifically do center during the times of slavery is we don't get to learn about just normal family life, of these Black people. And one of the interesting things that we get to see is we get to learn a little bit more about Harriet Tubman and her first marriage and kind of the complexities of being married or having family during the times of slavery. And we get to explore a little bit deeper into the family life of what that can mean. What if your spouse got sold off? What if your kids got sold off? What if someone got killed? We get to kind of explore how some of that affected people, especially in Harriet Tubman's life, with her first husband. And so I thought that aspect was very interesting as well. Now, one of the issues that I do have when we get into films that are set during slavery times is I really hate films that we have to re-explore necessarily like the pain of slavery, and more importantly, just me having to watch people be lynched, watch people just be badly beaten. I really don't like seeing that all the time. And I will have to say I enjoyed that this movie does a great job of showing the effects of slavery. Subtle things as if someone takes their shirt off and you can see the wounds on their body to let you know that they've been whipped, that they've been abused. I like how the film subtly does this while not taking away the atrocities of slavery, of the things that have happened to people. And so that's one of the things that I also wanted to point out as well. But I will have to say one of my favorite characters in this film will have to be played by Janelle Monáe. She is just such a fantastic actress. She plays Mary Buchanan, and she's in the film for a short time. But it's just like, Janelle, you are just so talented, girl. I see you. Even though her part is small in this film, it's so profound, even with the few moments of screen time that she has throughout the course of the film. And so I just wanted to point her out. And then also, too, Omar Dorsey, who plays Bigger Long, which is another one of the controversial characters in this film. I thought that he did such a great job of making me hate his guts. Like, I seriously hated his guts. He plays a bounty hunter in the film. And also, too, with his partner, Walter, played by Henry Hunter Hall, who is actually Casey Lemon's son. He did a very great job as well. I was just like, wow, like, this is such a very talented cast. I thought this is such a well-acted film. But wrapping up, outside of the things that I enjoyed about this film, there are some issues that I did have with this film. Most importantly, as I said in the beginning, there are so many interesting aspects that I learned about Harriet watching this film that's based on Harriet's life, that I wanted them to dive deeper into that. And I felt like for the parts that they actually focused the film on, it made the film just kind of like this is okay. Like, you're giving me like high level overview and sprinkling in a few things that I didn't know about her. But because there was so much of these like cool things that Harriet Tubman did outside of leading these people into freedom, but the fact that she's a spy in the war, like, I wanted them to focus more on that, more of the time during Harriet Tubman's more adult years, and not necessarily when she first got started. And I wanted them to focus more on necessarily when the Fugitive Slave Act came to play and how they had to now started bringing people into Canada. I wanted to see that journey. I wanted to see the feat of traveling almost 600 miles by foot trying to get people to freedom. I think that those would have been a lot of intense scenes to watch. And I just felt like this movie could have went from like, this is like a good movie, to like, it could have been like a really great film. And I think because the movie doesn't focus on the more interesting aspects that most people wouldn't know. I think that's why this movie, when I walked out of Harriet, I was like, you know what? This was a good film, but it just felt like I was missing like that oomph that I really needed to be like, yo, this film was like, it just took it to another level. And so that's one of the main issues that I have with Harriet is I think some people may leave the theater feeling as though that they kind of got like a high level textbook version of Harriet Tubman's life, instead of us taking it a step further and really showing like how great of a Black woman who literally led hundreds of slaves into freedom. Like, that is a big deal. And you really don't get to see films that especially talk about Black women who were leaders, during this time. And so for me, overall, what I would tell you guys to do with you and your coins, I would still tell you to pay to see Harriet. I still think that it was a very well acted, it was a well shot film. But I can also see how some people may have little issues where they felt as though they didn't take the film far enough. But for me, it's a pay. But there is one more thing that we do have to discuss in regards to Harriet, and there is a lot of controversy also too, saying that there is a white savior in this film, and I'm assuming that they're talking about the character that is played by Joe Alwyn, Gideon Brodus, who was basically her slave master at the time. I don't know where this came from. I talked to someone who kind of shared those same viewpoints as to why they felt as though that he will be shown as a white savior. But that's definitely not what I got from the film. So I just wanted to clear that up. There's no white saviors in this film. There is no white people in this film where I'm just like, oh, look at them helping Black people today. No, that just didn't happen. That's just fake news. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to be honest about that. But those are just my thoughts on Harriet. As always, my name is Sharonda from Pay or Wait. If you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000. I'll see you soon.